Hey everybody, Max Kevin here. It's Little Cutie Podcast today. We got a special guest, another special guest. It's the best Australian comedian in Tokyo.
Yay!
It's Harry Metcalf. Say hi, Harry.
Yeah. Hi everybody. Hi Max. The cuties. Is that what your fans?
Yeah, they're called Little Cuties.
The
my
Little
fans.
Cuties.
My fans.
And that's not patronising at all. That's just
No.
that just put they
Oh,
need
it's
to,
like,
they enjoy that, if anything. It's like
Yeah, Justin Bieber has the Beliebers.
right.
I got the Little Cuties.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh,
What's his name? Benedict Cumberbatch. I don't know.
What does he have?
He has a
Cabbage Patch Kids.
No, he has a Cumber Bitches.
The Cumber Bitches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he used to. I don't know if that's still a thing. Anyway, yeah, good to be here. Best comic, best Australian comic.
Yeah, best
Sorry.
Australian
Sorry.
comic.
All right. Yeah. All right.
In Tokyo.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Evans is the best Kenyan comedian we got. Let's see. Best American. I think maybe I can say I'm the best American.
You know
Who
what?
are
The other candidates are not going to listen to this, so
At
you
least-
should be safe to say
I'm
that.
the best bald American, I guess. Bald white American. Well, I guess it's just me and Bill. I'm the best
Challenging
bald
Bill.
white American under 100 kilograms.
Okay. Have you slimmed down a bit recently?
Yeah, okay, under 120 kilograms.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Has he?
No, the opposite way. You have to go lower if you want to cancel him out.
Yeah, under 90 kilograms.
Okay. All right, we got there.
For the Americans, that's 700 pounds.
Right. Yeah, actually in Tokyo, we don't have that many, in Australia, like every second person is a comedian.
Yeah.
And there's just so many funny people in Australia. For some reason, they don't come to Japan. I think we just get the weeb crew, Aussies, the Aussie weebs who just,
You mean
who
famous?
moved
famous
to
comedians?
Japan.
Or that live here?
Oh, no, they live here, sorry, yeah. Occasionally
Yeah.
we have some good comedians dropping by. Like this weekend we got Rory Lowe's,
Is he
big
famous
Australian.
in Australia?
Yeah, he's getting there.
Yeah.
Younger comedian, kind of coming up. So yeah, and we had Nick Kappa a few months ago. He's a
No idea.
no, yeah, fair enough. Who are there any Australian comedians you do know?
The guy that lives in America now. What's his name? Jim Jeffries.
Oh, Jim Jeffries.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oddly enough, he's not famous in Australia.
I heard that. Yeah.
Because I think he's too. He's almost too Australian.
Yeah.
You have to be a bit more. You have to have a different angle in Australia. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, you can't be too American in America either. You got to be. That's like Larry the Cable Guy. He's like really American.
Right, but he's big though. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
you
but
can't
he's the
be.
only. He's the only one.
He's cornered the market.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
You can't. Yeah.
Yeah. Who else is like really represents your values in the best, comedian wise?
Tim Dillon, I think.
Tim Dillon.
Yeah. He's fat and gay.
Fat and okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah. Is he a gun enthusiast?
I don't know. Maybe I think so.
Because I feel like you have to have that as one of your selling points.
I think it's hard to tell what he actually believes because his satire is really good.
Yeah, yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, let's just praise him for the next.
So Harry's a regular here at the in the Tokyo comedy bar scene. He's one of the OGs, I guess we could say, right? Yeah. I mean, not one of the super OGs. You're like you and me. We're kind of like the middle compared to the new people here. We're kind of like the middle OGs. The MGs, the middle Gs.
Yeah, we're like we're just becoming silverbacks.
Yeah.
Whereas where we haven't been around as long as like a Vinay Murthy or a Bill Miller or a Ruben VN, for example. Yeah.
Well, I guess I want to say Ruben came around the same, maybe a little before me, actually.
He predates me. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Vinay is the longest.
Yeah.
Vinay's the longest.
Yeah, I think he was here before we were born.
And of the current people that still do it, Vinay's the longest.
Yeah, is there a Hall of Fame of people who've retired from the circuit, from the Tokyo comedy circuit?
Do you know the British guy Sam? Do you remember him?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he was one of the OGs too, but he moved back to England. So
So, I thought did he move back to England?
yeah, I think so.
Maybe.
Maybe.
No, you're thinking of John. John moved back to England.
Oh, yeah, I forget.
Maybe so.
I confused their names. You're right,
But
John.
either way,
You're
both
right,
of those
John.
guys, they lived so far away from Tokyo that
I see.
they feel like it was a mission for them. I think
Yeah.
it's a mission for them to come in. They got kids and stuff. But,
Yeah, for the listeners don't know, back in the day when I started comedy here in Tokyo 8 years ago, we didn't really have any Tokyo Comedy Bar. We didn't have any, it was just like people doing it in random cafes, and most everybody sucked. But
not us though.
Yeah.
We smashed from day one.
I don't know. I was pretty shit actually.
No, I was terrible. Yeah.
Actually, the second time I ever performed was kind of one of the best performances I've ever had in my entire career, and I've never been able to eclipse that.
You're just chasing that high this whole time.
Yeah.
Because I've been wondering why you do it.
Trying to relive that moment.
Fair enough. Really? Oh no, that's impressive. I don't think I got any laughs at the first bunch of gigs, but I think that's the problem with comedy, though, right? You either when you, it's really hard to stop because you do it, and obviously you more likely than not you suck straight away, and then you're like, oh, I'm bad, but I'm not that bad. Like I have to keep trying, or you're actually good, and then you're like, oh, I have to keep trying. So there's no way you can kind of quit. But I want to hear about your second time up, just bringing the laughs. What happened?
I did a bit. It was at the Double Tall Cafe.
Mm-hmm.
Was that your first time? Was it where? Do you remember?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was there.
Double Tall.
Yep.
Was I there? I'm trying to. I think
I met you there. Yeah, I definitely met you there, but I don't.
I have this memory, but I'm not sure if it was you or someone else.
Oh.
But anyway.
Yeah. Get into that in a moment.
Anyway, so my second time there, the first time I went to the Double Tall, it was completely empty. It was just like Dave and like two old dudes, and my buddy came.
Oh, okay.
So I did my set, and like my buddy laughed.
But,
no one
were
else.
there any other comedians?
No, there was Dave, Ken Suzuki.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But yeah, that was it, and like, it was totally dead that night. And then I go back the next week, and it's pretty full. But it's like 20 comedians. But everybody there, John was there. BJ was there. All the Vinay was there. And I did my bit about Japanese porn.
Okay.
And it kills, and of course John is laughing his ass off. And his laugh is filling the room.
Right.
As it does,
and that was kind of an echoey kind of venue. So
yeah,
if that was happening, that was
small.
good.
It was a very small venue.
Yeah.
And that felt pretty good. That was fun, and I remember after that show, BJ asked me if I wanted to come to his show at Good Heavens.
Good Heavens, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was when he was just starting to organize it there. So, like we were after like the next week, I go to that Good Heavens one. We're handing out flyers, trying to get people to come. So yeah, that was but
well, that's the thing. You can do if you've got a good group of, I don't know. We've got a group of comedians that are actually at the event. It can be fun. Open mics can be really fun if that's why it's so important that comedians actually turn up to them and just support each other. Otherwise, but that first one sounds terrible. There's 3 comedians. That's like
it was awful.
That's horrid.
Yeah, it was really bad. But I don't know why I came back a second time. I guess because I had written those 2 sets, and I figured I just want to try the second one.
Well, it's probably I'd like to think that you'd be able to figure out that this can't get any worse than this, and there's a reason. Like that, you can blame the audience in that case if there are 3 people in the audience. That's one time where you can blame. It's not their fault, but it's like you blame the lack of audience, blame the vacuum. But so you don't really learn anything there. Like if you're doing comedy in front of nobody, it's kind of pointless.
And do you remember your first time? What was she drunk or
was she? Oh, I was.
Did you wrap it up?
No, I just raw dogged it.
Nice.
Yeah.
We just high fived. You can't see.
Yeah, it was a highlight. Yeah, it was a very soft high five. We're wearing gloves at the moment. just for that purpose, for high fiving, not interfering with the audio. Yeah, no, I've always raw dogged because early on
What are we talking about? Are we talking about comedy?
No, we're getting straight into sex stuff because
Okay.
I got my sperm checked out very as soon as I legally could, and they're all dead, so I've just been like gone wild in the
How old were you when this? Why did you feel the need to get your sperm checked out?
Save money on just, I don't know.
Is that what they do in Australia?
Wonder
Is
if
that
it's time to. No, I haven't. No, I don't know how you. Yeah, I wouldn't know how to go about that.
I think you
Have
just
you
go to
ever
the
done
doctor. You know,
Really,
you say, "Doc, check my balls." I think that's
man. That's what you really want a doctor who can who doesn't need to run any tests. He could just cup your balls, and he can sense whether or not they're going to produce life. Like he's that familiar and in tune with the human body that, like, I'd like that.
Yeah, one time I think I did get assaulted by a doctor doing that. I was like getting a health check before my trip to Germany there. And the guy's like, all right, time to check your balls for cancer. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he does the check there.
Yeah.
And like this was supposed to be like all around health check. But he didn't really hit my knee with some other stuff and check my blood, my heart rate. He's like, okay, it's over. It's like, hey man, he was Asian too.
Was he like
so
rubbing oil into his hands before he started?
It's not oil, but I think
that's actually good though. How do they get checked? Is he just like
just
squeeze?
he's just doing a little squeeze,
Yeah.
feeling for lumps, I guess.
Yeah. I should get that.
I mean, he was a doctor. I mean, I'm not gonna. He was a real doctor, but
I believe you.
he was wearing the white coat and everything. I mean,
wasn't the thing that like every man will get prostate cancer in their life?
Yeah,
just eventually, like you will get it. So it's like, why isn't this happening like weekly? We should be getting our nuts felt up and worked out.
I guess maybe at that time, like a buddy of mine, he got testicular cancer when he was like 19.
Yeah.
So I think it's
19. Damn. Oh, you were 19.
Yeah, I was 19.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Damn. Yeah.
But, no, actually, I was 20. I was 22. Actually, I was 22.
And was that in the States or in Japan?
Yeah, I was in the States.
In the States.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but the doctor was Asian though, so.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess you probably wouldn't have mentioned that if it was in Japan. That would have been a weird.
He might have been Korean.
Thing to emphasize. I feel like went to the convenience store in Japan, and the person working behind the counter was Asian. So okay, well, all right.
I mean,
you probably don't need to mention that. You mention if someone's white.
You go to these 7-Elevens now. They got Indian people and Indonesian people working there.
That's progress. That's good.
This is supposed to be Japan. We got these immigrants here in Japan working at the 7-Eleven. They're speaking to me in Japanese. It's like, okay, dude, we don't have to do this. Okay, we both know our English is better.
It's a good chance to you learn more with someone else who's on that lower level as you. You can practice. They're not going to throw words over your head and stuff like that.
Yeah.
No, they put me to shame. Like if I have to have a conversation with someone at a convenience store there. And they're a foreigner, so I should mention that. Their Japanese is always way better than mine, but
I think
mine is terrible.
They just memorize those set phrases, I think. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, you'd hope so. You know what I mean?
And they say them. They say the same phrase.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm having conversations with my local person. I'm just shooting the shit with. Asking about current affairs, things like that. Obviously the sperm check thing is bullshit. But you know what did happen once? I went to maybe I shouldn't talk about this. Nah, you can always edit this, but this is just funny.
I'm kind of late. I'm not going to edit any of this. So.
Okay, cool. Well, it's all good. But like ages ago, like when I was had recently arrived in Japan, the only time I've ever had an STD, right?
Yeah.
I was like, I just knew I'd got
one of the good ones.
Sorry.
Was it one of the good ones?
No, it was just it just was no. Like anyway, I was like, I won't go into how that happened. Won't go into the actual interesting.
Well, I think
thing.
we already established you raw dog it. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it was bound to happen. It's you pay the price. But yeah, this did happen though when I went to the doctors. But in Australia, you can just go to the doctor and you can ask about that. And worst case scenario, if they can't help you out, they're like, oh, they'll give you a referral or whatever. And this Japanese doctor was just incensed because he was just like a GP. It's like, and I was doing the wrong. Obviously, I was in the wrong just going to a GP about this kind of thing. Apparently, I think here you're supposed to go to like City Hall or something. They have their own like sexual health check division, right? And then they'll that's where you go and get checked or whatever.
Yeah, to the urologist.
Is that I don't even know the correct place to go. But so I was definitely in the wrong. But he was furious. Like, what are you doing here? You should not be in here asking me these questions.
You insulted his honor, dude.
Oh yeah, he was like, it wasn't like I went in there and just dropped my dax and said what's wrong. I was just like, oh, I'm wondering what should I do? And yeah, he was having none of it. So
that sounds like a real jerk.
He was a jerk. Yeah. It was a joke.
Well, what happened to omotenashi? For listeners, omotenashi, that means what does it mean? I can't remember. It's
treat our guests kindly or something like that. No, but that's fair enough, really. Yeah, I went to the wrong place. In this conversation as well, I went to the wrong place by talking about that. That's obvious.
I got a story.
You have to make it more shameful than that story.
So I have
to make me feel better.
No, I have eczema. My skin gets inflamed a lot. I'm allergic to a lot of things.
That's also why we have the gloves for the high fiving.
Yeah,
I don't want to have any skin to skin contact with you.
Well, it's an autoimmune disorder, so it's not contagious. It's I'm allergic to stuff.
I'm still not taking the glove off, but okay.
All right, well.
Do you really? I've never noticed that.
Oh yeah, because it's not so bad now because I changed my diet and stuff. But
have you told your audience what your diet is? Have you gone into that?
Maybe a few times. I can't remember. Yeah, I do.
Maybe every episode. I don't know.
Yeah, carnivore diet.
I was impressed. I was impressed by your diet. Not in a. I was impressed by your willpower. I think you should. If you don't say what it is, I'm going to reveal it. So you have a choice,
Yeah, I eat the same thing every day, basically. Right now I'm eating eggs, pork, and cabbage. And that's pretty much it. Pretty much all.
But the key is it's just one meal a day, right?
Yeah, one meal a day. I've only been doing 1 meal a day. I've only been doing carnivore keto.
Carnivore keto, okay.
I guess 6 years. 6 years, yeah.
6 years, okay. Yeah. And 1 meal a day for 6 years?
Yeah, for 6 years, yeah. Yeah.
Do you get cravings at all?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
But if you don't eat any carbohydrates at all, the cravings go away.
Yeah. You
don't really feel hungry.
Do you ever do Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson style cheat days where you? I don't think he actually does those, by the way. I think that's just bullshit. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
They'll take a photo of
100
hamburgers and oh, this is what I'm going to eat today. It's no, you're not. Do you ever do that? Do you ever?
I guess on holidays or when I'm going out to eat with my friends or whatever.
Yeah, right. So you're not.
I'm not super strict at all.
You're not a total pain in the ass.
No.
You're not like a vegan or something.
No.
No. All right. So anyway, sorry. Back to the story.
So my skin breaks out, and when I first came to Japan, I was under a lot of stress too, and so I had bad breakouts all over my body there, and so I went. My buddy took me to the because I didn't speak any Japanese. So my buddy took me to the nurse there,
Yeah.
And they gave me this cream, and she was very omotenashi, she was very nice. She was rubbing the cream on me,
Nice.
She was rubbing it on my leg too,
Yeah.
I was pointing at different spots in my body. She's like, "Oh, no problem. Let me put the cream on there." I should have got her number, man. I didn't. Well, she was really enjoying rubbing that ointment on me, man. Yeah, and she was pretty hot too. I remember. Anyway, so
then at that point you're like, I wish I had more eczema on more sensitive parts of my body. I wish I was more stressed to really point to different zones.
Yeah. Well, I was stressed. I had stress everywhere, all over. But, okay. Anyway, fast forward 2 years.
Okay.
So I'm dating this chick finally, and I don't know.
That's a different woman.
No, different one. Yeah,
Okay,
different
all
one.
right,
Yeah,
all
no,
right.
it's fast forward 2 years.
Okay, I thought you were just put in the hard work over 2 years.
No,
Eventually,
no.
I started dating this nurse.
Yeah, my first girlfriend in Japan. And I wasn't really a girlfriend. It only lasted like 3 weeks. But
It still counts.
yeah,
Still counts.
yeah, and yeah. So we're going out for like 2 weeks there. And then one day I'm
So
like,
this is 2/3
I'm
into
like,
the relationship.
yeah, this is 2/3 in.
This is way past the honeymoon phase.
And I'm looking-
that happened in the first like 20 minutes.
I'm in the
Okay.
shower. I'm
Yeah.
looking down at my junk there.
Ooh.
I got some red spots on the junk. I'm like, oh fuck. And I hadn't been with anyone for like 2 years.
Yeah.
Except for this one chick.
Yeah.
And so like I tell her, I'm like, hey, so I got these red spots there. What's going on here? Well, I haven't been with anyone for 2 years, so I know it's not me.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, let's go to the doctor there.
Yeah.
So I go there with my buddy and doctor. He
So your buddy's always.
yeah, same guy that took
This
me.
is like the North Korea system of just having a buddy with you all times.
Yeah, my
Just to
Japanese.
help you with everything.
My
Okay.
Japanese still sucks. 2 years in.
Okay.
I can't speak. He takes me to the doctor there.
Yeah. You and your companion.
And
You're at
the
doctor's,
doctor,
yeah.
the doctor takes a close look at my junk there. He's like poking the red spot and everything. And he's
Oh.
like, oh, this is just eczema. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's just an allergic reaction. Yeah.
Ah.
So, yeah. So
Ah.
I tried to explain that to the girl there.
Ah.
I'm like, no, it's not an STD. It's just an allergic reaction. But I don't feel like I explained it well,
Ah.
and I think that's why that she broke up with me
Really?
next week. Yeah.
You would have thought she would have felt vindicated. She would have been like,
I don't
"Wasn't
know.
me."
I think maybe she thought I was cheating on her because I didn't explain it well,
Ah, okay. Yeah.
that it was just an allergic reaction.
Yeah.
Apparently I was allergic to her pussy or something, but I don't know.
That's probably, yeah. Well, it's stressful. It's a stressful 3-week romance that you're in.
Yeah.
But, yeah, fair enough. Yeah. I mean,
So yeah, kids, just if you have red spots in your dick, it might not be, you got to check that shit out. Okay, go to a doctor. All right, it might just be eczema. All right, allergic reaction. Atopic dermatitis, it's called. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
And do you have that for life?
Yeah.
If you have that?
well, yeah. I mean, it's an autoimmune disorder, so my immune system attacks my body. Yeah.
So if you have red spots on your dick, go to the doctor, get checked out. Fingers crossed, it's herpes and not eczema.
Well,
because eczema sounds worse than venereal disease.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I guess
In the long
it's
run.
it's
It's
less
less embarrassing, but
it's itchy.
Yeah, I know what you mean about that. I've never had that experience at the doctor's office, being treated very kindly with cream stuff. But the closest thing I've had to that is I had earlier this year I got something that was I think it was a form of long COVID or something.
Yeah.
Where you have the back of your nose is kind of just permanently inflamed.
Yeah.
The back of your throat, I should say.
You got a sore throat?
Yeah, I just get sick a lot. I would get sick, and the guy's like, "Oh, do you get sick a lot?" And yep. And he's like, "Oh," and he, puts the camera at the back of my throat. He's like, "Oh yeah, this is what we do in this case. We have to, we have to stab the back of your throat with this zinc solution once a week for 10 weeks, and that'll get rid of it." And then I looked this up afterwards, and this is a treatment that they only do in Japan for some reason.
I see.
So I don't know if it's even legit. But anyway, but it did work in the end. I had to be 15 weeks in the end, but it did work. But yeah, obviously when you get something shoved up your nose, because they do it up your nose then at the back of your throat, and you kind of your eyes water and you're just starting to choke, just as an involuntary reaction. But yeah, the nurse or the nurse there would just come and just pat me on the back, it's okay. It's okay, I'm a little baby, like getting their shot or something. I like that. You wouldn't get that in Australia,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Or at least maybe the nurses would be a lot fatter, I guess.
Exactly. Yeah.
Maybe they wouldn't pat you with their hand, but their stomach would just like bump into you.
And that's fine. I mean, I take any pat. I'm not. I don't judge. And there is an obesity epidemic in Australia. And I'm glad you brought it to the forefront of this podcast.
All the countries with white people, there's an obesity epidemic.
Yeah.
White people like to eat,
except for you.
Yeah. Well, no, I do love eating, but I just don't.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't love it. I do love it, but I just don't do it. It's like abstaining from masturbation. You just can't.
Just can't.
You gotta go no fap November.
No.
Jesus is watching.
Jesus
is watching, Harry. Jesus
And
knows what porn you're looking at.
Well, that's what I think. That motivates me to masturbate because I'm thinking like he's watching me.
Yeah.
He's probably pent up. He wants to beat off. I got to start watching porn so he can watch it over my shoulder and we're rubbing one out together.
Yeah, like halfway through, do you ever look up and say, "You like that, don't you, Jesus?" Do you ever do that?
So, I don't want to share whether I do that or not, but I think it's a valid comment to make.
Do you ever use Bible pages as tissues to wipe up the?
Only because I don't have a Bible in my house. Yeah,
I see.
Used up all the pages on that.
Well, we went on a 20-minute tangent there, but we were supposed to be talking about your first time performing. Remember?
We were. Oh yeah, no. The first. Oh well, actually, I had in truth I'd done comedy like probably probably between five and 8 times in Australia when I was when I was 16, I think.
Young boy.
Yeah, and I think it went okay just because I had the bigotry of low expectations working for me. People are like, this kid's not going to be. Yeah.
Plus
people are very kind to you.
Yeah, you're only 16. It's not very nice to shout "you suck."
Exactly. Yeah. So people are nice when and I just kind of drift away from it. And then in my late 20s, got back into it again, and I was doing those same shows, double tour, and I don't think I ever did well there. Unlike you on your second time, I don't think I think for me it's just you just get a little bit, patches of being decent, and then you just try to make that better and better, and try to be more consistent, and just keep doing it, and then when all else fails, then you do blame the audience.
Yeah, I like to blame the audience now whenever I bomb.
It doesn't go well.
It's never my fault. It's always their fault.
Yeah.
I think I've reached the stage where it's the audience's fault.
All the time.
Yeah. Well, no. If I'm doing jokes I know work and I perform them well, and the audience doesn't laugh, and it's their fault.
Right.
So I know these jokes work. I know these work.
Even when they don't work, I know they work.
Well, it works every time, 70% of the time.
Right. Yeah, it could be. I think there's always a reason why. There's always a reason why, and it's. But you just can't get discouraged. I think every decent joke I've got has failed at some point for various reasons, all to do with the audience.
Yeah.
They need to do better.
Yeah, I think you just got to be likable. You got 5 seconds. You got to convince them in the first 5 seconds to like you. And if you don't do it, it doesn't matter what the joke is. And a lot of people, just depending on what you look like, So, you got a likable face. You don't have a very punchable face. But
I think it's more the opposite. Would be. I feel it's more. I get what you're saying, but I think it's more the opposite is often true. Like if you come out and you do something that's really off-putting.
Yeah.
That I think the audience is usually fairly charitable up to a point, but unless you come out and you unleash some you start insulting a audience member or do something like that, then I think. But I know what you're saying though. It's all about trust. Yeah. Yeah, you just give candy to people in the
Well,
front row.
I just think that's what Jay does. Jay just gives the audience Pocky every time. He just gives them. He just it's a candy giveaway every time he performs. Yeah.
I'm going to start doing that.
He was up the other night. He just did 50 minutes of crowd work. He didn't do any material. I mean, it was good, but it was just giving the audience Pocky, and it was pretty funny. But you can't just.
But if we tried, no. But there's still like if either of us tried that, we would. People are like, fuck off. We don't want your Pocky. Be funny, dickhead. Like, go back to the jokes. Like Jay has a charm about him that he can do that, and it's not annoying.
He's likable. You just look at you look at his hair there. He looks like Weird Al. You can't not like him. He looks like a pirate.
Yeah.
You can't not like a pirate.
No, exactly.
Who doesn't like pirates?
Who doesn't? Yeah. But also the way he kind of would. I think I've only seen him do that once, but when I saw him do it, it was like just the whole. It didn't feel like bribery. Like he lent into the fact it was bribery in a funny way, and that kind of added to it. It wasn't like, hey guys, I'm just here to try my best, but I want to start off just by giving you guys some candy. I think because I really respect you guys for coming out, and thank you. Here you are.
That's all right. I feel like your British voice should be better since.
No. I mean, personally, if I was to do that,
okay.
how ineffectual it would be.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're not actually doing Jay. You're doing Jay as you.
No, I'm doing me. If I lost my mind, I started to. Yeah.
Haven't lost it yet. All these years in Japan, you still got your mind?
Barely. Actually, a friend of mine went back after that she came to Japan the same time I did, and when she left, she left after 9 months. Oh no, a little bit. Actually, no, she was here for a little bit over a year. But anyway, she said that was one of the reasons she left. Is I feel like I am losing my mind here. I'm just. But also, she was like in rural Japan where. Yeah. There's not she could speak Japanese as well, so it wasn't even a language barrier. It was just like a cultural barrier that is, can be a bit challenging if you're in like a rural area, anywhere really. But if it's not the country you're used to living in, that could be like if you were to go and live in rural Australia, I think you would go insane.
Probably. I don't know. I don't like the rural. I like the city. I like city life.
So have you seen Wolf Creek?
Wolf Creek?
Yeah.
No, what's that?
Movie? No. It's a light-hearted flick about life in the outback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it better than Crocodile Dundee?
It's more realistic than Crocodile Dundee, and it's loosely based on a true story. So that
Is it better than Crocodile Dundee 2?
Yes, but not Crocodile Dundee 3, guest starring.
Third one was the worst one.
Mike Tyson. I know. I haven't seen the Crocodile Dundee movies actually.
You never? Oh, the first one was pretty good.
Really?
That was a hit back in the day. Super hit.
Really?
Yeah.
That guy Paul Hogan was.
Wasn't he famous in Australia before?
Yeah, he was kind of he had his own kind of Australian version of Saturday Night Live type thing, but where he was the main. Oh, that's the bad analogy. Like, what would be?
It's just a sketch show?
Sketch show where he was the main guy. It was basically just him.
I see.
And that was, so you can go back and watch some of those sketches now, and they're kind of
like Mr. Bean.
A little bit, but it was probably like 20 years earlier than Mr. Bean. So, a lot of it won't hold up, and it's a bit like, I don't know, do you know the Benny Hill show?
Yeah.
That kind of slapstick kind
I see.
comedy, but it's not too bad. We don't have that many, like now there are a lot of Australian actors and stuff in Hollywood, but
no one knows they're Australian, because they all speak with American accents in their movies, like Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
He's Australian, right?
He is, yeah.
But nobody knows for a while. And he's also gay. Nobody knows that either.
Yeah. Who knew?
You see his wife? She's like 90 years old.
They separated.
Oh.
I think, yeah.
maybe
Maybe it's time.
He's definitely gay. I'm pretty sure.
Well, you can't have it both ways. You can't say, he's with a cover-up wife,
Yeah.
so he's gay. Oh,
Yeah.
now he's not with a woman, so he's also gay.
Yeah.
Your logic is just can't be penetrated.
Well, he just loves song and dance. That's why he's gay.
Oh, that's the gay part.
That's
Okay.
I mean, some people are into old women, but he loves song and dance.
Well, yeah. I mean, the French president. He's
that guy
his
too.
wife is pretty. She's
old too.
She's mature.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so if you're into that, that's awesome.
There's this other actor. His name's like Aaron Taylor. Okay, there's two. There's Anya Taylor-Joy and there's Aaron Taylor-Joy.
Oh, are they brother and sister?
No, they're not related, but they have
okay.
similar names.
Okay.
But that guy too, his wife is also 30 years older than him.
Really?
And he was like 16 or something when they met, and she
okay.
was like 40 or something like that. I can't remember the story exactly, but
Oh, how about what's her name? She's an actress who was in I forgot her name.
Sandra Bullock,
Yes. No, I'm gonna have to look. She was in
Nev Campbell,
Getting Warmer.
Jennifer Love Hewitt. I can't remember.
She's about she's in the OJ
Sarah
Simpson.
Michelle Gellar.
Keep going. Keep going.
Kate Winslet, Kate Blanchett, Kate Hudson,
Kate Hudson.
Uh,
all right, got it.
Katie Holmes.
Sarah Paulson.
Never heard of her.
You would know her face. She's a good actress.
Let's see her face.
Um,
Sarah Paulson. No,
she's been in a lot of stuff.
I don't know. She's got a weird looking face there.
Well, that's mean.
That's in 2019. We have one from
But
maybe 2000.
So she is. We're just age shaming people now. She's 49, and her partner is 81.
Well, that's also a woman though.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying. It's
She's gay.
Well, yeah, she's got the double Hugh Jackman, gay and dating a much older woman.
I see.
But I think it's society.
I heard that's a thing.
Yeah.
That's a thing in the gay community, actually, with the big age difference. It's like one guy will teach the young.
Well, they're women.
Yeah.
I think that's different.
That's only for men.
Well, I don't. I mean, I'm really speaking out of turn here, but I think there's a significant difference between like the lesbian community and the gay community.
Yeah.
The gay male community.
Yeah, that's why
Well, even that's a bit of patriarchy, really. The gay means men usually, right?
Yeah, that's why they have two different
Yeah.
words, because they're completely different.
Yeah.
Lesbians are hot. Gays, that's gross, dude. No one wants to see that. No one wants to see two dudes making out. That's
Some women are into that.
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think nobody's into that way.
Yeah, some men, I don't know. So,
The only people that are into that are other gay men. I'm pretty sure.
and that's okay.
You want to make out right now?
Yeah. The audience won't hear because
Harry.
we'll put
Your lips.
saran wrap the
So what made you want to do comedy? What when you were a young 16-year-old boy, what gave you that voice there? Harry, you should do this.
No, I think my parents separated when I was very young.
Yeah, me too.
And that's what made me want to do comedy.
I see.
No, my but on both sides, my mum loves telling like street jokes.
Yeah.
Like she always has a joke to tell,
I see.
and she really prides herself on it. So she's always done that, and she's very funny. And my dad's also, he's hilarious as well. So I think it's growing up just like trying to make each other laugh was just a fun thing that we'd always, just a natural thing, not even just something you couldn't help to some degree. Almost like I feel like it goes hand in hand with like doing like puzzles and things.
Yeah.
It's like like being able to like say something that's funny it's almost like a joke is like a little puzzle that you make for the audience or for the listener to kind of put together in their mind, and that because if it's too easy, it's too obvious, it's not funny.
Yeah.
And if it's too obscure and weird, no one gets it, then it's not fun. So it's like so I think
pieces got to fit just right.
Yeah. So I think it was just like just growing up in that environment, and then then you have friends in school that you love joking with each other and being class clowns and stuff like that, and yeah, but it was, I don't know, it's weird. It's like, it was never about getting attention, if that makes sense. Even though the behaviors that you doing to like get laughs are attention-seeking behaviors.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not the main driver. I don't know. It's a weird thing because I'm saying this because I think like I'm very introverted. Like I'm not naturally.
Yeah,
like,
me too.
I wouldn't want to. Yeah, I wouldn't want to like get up and perform for the sake. Like I can't sing. But even if I wanted to sing, even if I could sing, sorry, I don't think I'd actually want to go and do that. Like I'm not interested in just like, like sharing my gift with the world or like performing. Like it's nothing to do with that. It's just I just like listening to jokes and like trying to think of jokes and just trying to like kind of crack the puzzle and things like that.
Yeah. But you are a good joke writer. You do give me the best advice when I first started doing the roast. I just asked everyone for advice, and then basically everyone's feedback was shit except for you and Jay. So now I only ask you and Jay for advice.
but that would only be because like we've been on the receiving end of good and bad advice. Like I've given terrible advice as well, but then when you get some good advice, you're like, oh, that's really helpful. Like, yeah, like what is not helpful is like, for me anyway, I think what's not helpful is like, oh, that sucks, and you just don't explain why. You know what I mean? Whereas if you're
not funny,
yeah, it's like that. That's particularly for roasts. That's really, I don't know. You're kind of missing the point. Like it doesn't matter how bad your roast joke is and how unfunny it is.
Yeah.
You should be able to like, at the very least, if it's such a bad joke, then you should be able to instantly improve it with something. That's my philosophy. So if someone says, "Oh, that's shit," it's like, well, you couldn't do anything better because if it was that bad, but you couldn't think of a better joke in 1 minute or whatever, then how bad is it? Or like it's just not helpful, But yeah, so I'm sure I've said that to people, or people have said that to me, and then I've heard like really good advice from like people like Vinay and Jay and others, and Fergal is great for giving joke writing advice too. So like,
I never asked him, but maybe I will next time.
He has so many funny like little
he's
wording suggestions and things like that just really can that for me, like I wouldn't have thought of that, and then you hear his idea and you're like, oh, that's awesome,
Yeah, I like getting advice too, just because you can see what other people think. Because like when you read a joke, it makes your mind go to a certain place. But then other people read a joke, their mind goes somewhere else. And so if they can share where else their mind is going with you, it can make your mind go somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why it's kind of good to share.
It's good to get feedback.
Yeah, but it's good and it's even good to share jokes that are not good, but have some kind of potential because they could spark something in another person. Then they have a slightly better version, then that sparks your, So I'm sure this is why that people like writing teams in sitcoms and shit like that. They do like writers' rooms where they're all getting together and bouncing ideas off each other. Like I think that only works for that reason. You're trying to one up each other. Yeah. In that kind of, but in a positive way. Not you're not trying to dominate people. You're just trying to help each other and stuff.
Yeah, there's magical combinations like Jerry Seinfeld and Larry David come together.
Yeah.
So, have you found your Larry David yet? Are you Seinfeld or are you Larry David? Which one are you? Have you found your Seinfeld?
I don't know. I think I'm too much of a control freak to like work with someone like for a long period of time. But actually, my friend in Australia, Jono, who I wrote Mick with, he'd be the closest thing to that in terms of we're really good friends and we could work on something like that. But I think I'm just
Harry wrote a novel. It's called Mick. Is it available for sale?
Is it still available? It is. Yeah.
Is it on Amazon?
I don't know. I have not been keeping
if you want
touch with that.
If you ever want to publish it on Amazon, let me know. I'll hook you up.
Oh, okay.
I'll let you know how it's very easy to do.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, did you sell the book to a publisher? Or
We
you self-published it?
we self-published with another friend of mine who's in like he'd self-published before, so he took care of all that stuff.
Yeah.
And he took he took his cut or whatever. But we just basically did a run of I think like 100 books. Like that was it. So I still have a few first edition mix.
Yeah, nice.
You know, so that's
where's my signed copy? I remember when I came to your house that one time.
Yeah.
I should have got the signed copy then. That was my chance.
That was your chance. Yeah, you blew it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
well.
Yeah. So I thought this podcast went for 3 minutes. Why is this? Does this keep going? What is happening?
When I first did it, I wasn't paying for hosting. So it limited. There was only an hour a month. So I was only doing 3 minutes, and plus open mics for 3 minutes. So that was kind of like the first original style of the podcast was 3 minutes every day for 3 minutes. But then I just started doing them more like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, So I don't do them.
My ideas couldn't be contained in the 3 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, this is your final interview. This is our final long form conversation.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the secret. Once you leave the country, you got all your friends here, but once you leave the country, and I've left many countries.
Yeah.
I left America.
Yeah.
To study abroad in Germany.
Right. Okay.
Left my friend, and then I left Germany to go back to America.
Yeah.
And I left America to go to Japan.
Yeah. And then you went
then
back.
I left Japan to go back to America, and then I left America again. So I've left many times, and I can tell you is that your friends, you think they're your friends, but then when you're not living in the same country as them anymore, people kind of forget that you exist, and you come back to the country and people start calling you by your stage name. They can't even remember your real name anymore. For these people, you knew them for 5 years before they,
That's okay.
I'm talking about Bill Miller, motherfucker. He calls me Max. He doesn't even know my name's Kevin. He never called me Max before I left. He always called me Kevin.
I'm the opposite. I always call you Kevin.
Yeah.
And but to the point where I'm dead naming you and I'm bringing you up by the wrong name or I'm like mentioning the wrong,
No, it's good. Kevin's fine.
Kevin's fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's like that's your stage surname, so it doesn't really matter,
And the Max is meant to be like maximum,
Oh, okay.
Like it makes more sense in Japanese because it's all capital MAX, and then Kevin is in katakana, right? So it's Max Kevin.
Okay.
Right. So.
Fair enough. So it's almost like saying like if I was like the somebody.
Yeah, the Harry.
Kevin, the Harry, like
yeah.
Max, yeah. Maybe it'll catch on. Maybe when I come back, I'm coming back in February just for a short time. Just just to make sure people don't forget.
February was 3 months ago.
Oh damn! I missed my flight. I think it's next February, but
next February. You already planning to come back?
Yeah, because the return ticket was the same as a one-way ticket.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
I was like, well, I might actually not come back if we'll see what happens.
But then you get the return ticket and you come back, then you're gonna have to buy another ticket.
Get another return ticket. Yeah, I'm in this endless loop of return tickets.
You didn't think this through, did you?
I didn't. No, it's basically I can't do the cheap budget airline this time. I just can't. But when I go back, then I can the next time. So that's the idea. Yeah. So next time I'll be on
you got too much shit to bring
Jet
over.
Asia Express or whatever,
Yeah.
where they you have to pay for excess kilos on your body weight and can't take you know what it's like. Yeah. Do you have any tips on returning? Like any tips on not missing Japan?
Yeah, I think we already discussed this. Is get a job first, before you.
All right, I've already failed that.
All right,
okay.
Don't live with your parents.
I'm going to live with my parents. All right, so.
All right, well.
I'm 0 from 2 so far. Anything else?
Quit drinking alcohol. I think maybe.
Now that I could maybe
do a push-up.
Okay, all right. I think I'm 1 from 4 so far. 1 from 4.
Yeah. I don't know. What's your motivation for going back? I mean, for me, like when I first went back after 8 years, I just kind of felt like if I didn't go back, I never would. So I had to.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it's a little bit like that. Yeah, like I'll be, a couple of years, I'll be like 40, So it's like, if I want to go back to university, I should do that sooner rather than later. And
Don't go to university. It's a giant scam.
Yeah,
I'm a university teacher. It's a giant scam.
It's a giant scam?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All
There's
right.
nothing university can do for you.
Right. Okay.
If you want to learn something, you have the internet.
All right. Good.
If you need a certification, take a test. There's tests for everything.
Just to do the test? Okay. Well, okay. Fair enough. All right. It's a good tip. Yeah, no, just a few kind of lots of reasons put together, but mostly, I've been a teacher in Japan. I just want to break from that at the very least for a while,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That was me too. I was being a junior high school teacher.
Yeah.
I was going to kill myself, I think, if I had to do that another
Yeah.
year,
Oh no, I loved it. I did love it, but then but when I got to the point where I was like, I don't love this right now. Then it's time to.
I was just so bored, man, because I was
Yeah.
teaching the same lessons every year
Yeah.
for like 5 years.
Yeah, no, that's.
And I had to stay at I'd only teach like 2 lessons a day, and then I had to stay at the school for 4 hours doing
just
fucking nothing.
Yeah, that's
so boring.
irritating. Yeah, you should have started the podcast then. You should have started recording it.
Well, I
at
just
work,
wrote books then. Is what I did.
Oh,
So
okay.
I wrote most of my books then.
How to escape the 9 to 5 and
Yeah.
Kevin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Harry also makes what do you call these not board games?
Board games.
Is it
Yeah,
board
board
game?
games.
Yeah.
Yep.
Doopy games.
Doopy Games. Yeah, check
I
it out.
Gave you a
Doopy
follow
Games.
on Instagram today. There, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you got the fantasy map maker.
Yep, that's the first game we've published. Yeah.
Did you like my joke? You're going to get arrested for engaging in cartography with a minor.
That's quite good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it is a game that you can play with kids, so it also makes sense.
Hey,
Yeah.
cartography is a crime. All right.
Oh. With a minor.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good game. You should try it out.
So what? You can play this with your friends. What if you suck at drawing? I suck at drawing.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, no. JJ tried it, and he was able to whip up a decent map. So yeah, it's not about that. It's about
what happens if you roll 666? Do you have to draw Mordor?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah. The page just explodes in flames.
Do you have to pay royalties to the Tolkien estate, or how does that work?
Well, that's actually a good point. Because I've had to research this game. I didn't know this, but that was almost. I think that was the first fantasy map that was ever made, Tolkien's map.
Yeah.
And then even that is, look at it now, has some funky things on it, like a mountain range shaped like a paperclip.
Oh yeah.
And there's reasons for this in the Middle Earth lore.
Is that
but
is that described why in the Silmarillion? Is that in there?
I think it is. There were those mountains weren't created. They weren't created by geology. They were just designed by the gods or something. So that's why the shape is fucked up. But
was he tracing a paperclip? How did they get?
I think if you look at pictures of it, the mountains around Mordor are but it's a choice. But it's like a rectangular wall. It looks ridiculous, but yeah, he started that, and it's just become. I always like opening up books and seeing a map on the front page.
Yeah. And
then I was playing this game where you design a map in the game. But
so
it was
you stole the idea.
I kind of did, yeah. Well, not really. I got the idea to play this game called Cartographers, where you're making a map. So it sounds like I've stolen it, but in that game you're actually just putting Tetris pieces together, and it looks nothing like a map at all. It just looks like Tetris pieces, and it's a fun game. But I thought, what if you actually at the end of the game you finish the game and you had a fairly realistic looking map? Wouldn't that be fun?
So how do you win? How do you win this game?
You're trying to pursue quests in the game, and you get points for the quests that you do, and then you tally those up at the end, and then whoever has the most points wins. Yeah.
Are there any hot elf women?
That could be for the expansion.
Are there drunk hot elf women that are down in my area? No, that's a no. That's a no. What if I roll 777?
I think you get a free drink at the vending machine if you roll that. Have you seen that? You've ever got a drink here and there's a little number, and if the 4 sevens come up, you get a free drink?
Here?
Yeah.
No. I don't.
Oh, do you? Yeah. Notice it. Look at it in the vending machine the next time you go past, but it's never happened to me. I've never got that free drink.
Oh, you're talking about? I thought you were talking about Tokyo Comedy Bar.
No, well, they don't have a vending machine here, so that would be really weird.
I didn't hear the vending machine.
Oh, the vending machine. Yeah.
Yeah. So Harry's a little creative Calvin over here. You know, he's writing books, making games. You know.
You know, I'm just a creative. You know, I can't stop myself. You know, like even like when you're speaking, I'm basically just writing poetry in my head. I've got so many creative ideas that I just need to express at all times, and that's just who I am. It's just in me. This creative. No, I don't know. I like making stuff that's usually trash. So
I met this guy one time. Yeah. He said he wanted to put his creativity inside me.
Ooh.
Was that?
Okay.
He got to get those creative juices flowing. That's what he
said. Like, okay, sure. Let's do this, Bill Miller, and then.
Is that what happened to Bill?
I think that's
Is that why he doesn't talk to us?
Yeah, it was that good that you gave him amnesia and he can't remember your name anymore.
No, it's just. I guess when you leave, you know, people just expect that they're never going to see you again, you know, so they just don't think about you anymore. You know? Yeah,
they expect or they hope, but regardless of what they think, I'm coming back. Okay, so
well, you got the ticket anyway. So
I got the ticket.
Yeah, flight could be canceled. You know.
True. Yeah. True. Good point.
Yeah, you know, when you first told me you were making games, I thought maybe like you were going to use like maybe something like Cards Against Humanity or something. I thought you were going to use your humor or something, but I was kind of surprised that it was a fantasy map maker. But
yeah, oddly enough, I hate like forced humor in games. Yeah, I don't like funny games. Like there's like I think what is fun about a game is like, and it can be funny, but like is expressing yourself or solving puzzles or learning the rules of the game, and that kind of tickles your brain a bit as you're like learning how to play the game, and you get this sense of like satisfaction when you become good at it and learning more. It's like this idea of discovery. So that's what I like about games. So the idea of like, combine, an elephant's penis with this just doesn't really gel with me.
Yeah. Well, I think you could maybe make some type of adult humorous drinking game. So don't give up on that idea. You know, I think that's what I imagined when you told me. You know.
Yeah. Right.
And I think you definitely could.
How about spin the bottle?
Well, you can't. You stole that. I mean, you gotta.
No, this is spin the bottle, but there's some dice in the bottle.
Yeah.
And as you spin it, they're rolling, and then they settle, and that result is what you have to do to the other person.
Yeah.
So like. Snake Eyes is like...
What if it's only guys that are playing, though, you know? It's like...
Doesn't matter. Snake Eyes, cunnilingus, you know?
Yeah.
But only guys, analingus.
What if
something like that, you know?
If you don't have any vaginas, though, you can't...
Well, that's why it's like, you know... Okay, we have to
workshop.
You gotta
do the Silence of the Lambs thing, you know, where you pull it back, you tuck it back there, you know?
The mangina?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that. I think
Snake Eyes says kiss the mangina?
Yeah, there'll have to be some. Yeah, there'll be some asterisks and edge cases for manginas and things like that. But we can do it.
I don't think anyone's going to play that game, but it might be popular in the gay community. I think it'll be popular.
I don't know, man. Like we've talked about gayness a lot in this podcast, but I think it's okay if you want to.
I'm a closet.
Okay. Maybe that's why we need this game. This is going to bring it out of you. Yeah. It's going to bring the gay out of you if we're playing the spin the bottle dice game.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we're in Tokyo Comedy Bar here right now, and I don't know if you have been able to hear some people in the background or the noise in the back, but I think they want to set up the tables or whatever. So I think we'll have to. And we're at about an hour anyway. So any last words?
No, I think
this is your legacy. You know.
This podcast is my legacy. This is all I'll leave behind.
This is your entire comedic legacy.
This is the only remnants of me as a human being. So thanks for everything. It's been real.
Yeah. I mean, last real quick. The reason why I'm doing this podcast with Harry is he's leaving. You know, I guess we kind of already covered that. But
I think I got that. But that's
he's leaving. I'm kind of sad. You know, you're one of the few comedians I enjoy actually hanging out with. You know, so I'm kind of sad you're leaving.
Coming from a recluse like you, that's a very sweet compliment. Thank you.
I mean, I like and respect a lot of the comedians here, but I don't actually like spending a lot of time with them. But I do like spending time with you, and
Likewise.
even though like we never really hung out a lot, but that's just I don't really hang out with anybody, to be honest.
But I do like it. We never did it, but I would have enjoyed it.
Yeah,
That's okay.
I mean, I live in York. I live kind of far away. I gotta. It's tough. It's tough for me too. But yeah. But whenever when I go on the list there, and I see me and you performing, I'm happy. When I'm on a show with you,
Yeah, it always makes a difference when you're having fun. When you're performing. So yeah.
Gonna miss you, man.
You too.
It's gonna be sad. It's gonna be a sad day when I have to perform with all these hacks here at Tokyo Comedy Bar. All these no talent hacks.
JJ Wackrat is trying his best.
Yeah.
He is trying his best. Just give him time, okay? Give him time.
He is the best half Jewish, half Arab comedian in Tokyo. Under
He's Arab,
over
right?
100 kilos. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Maybe we'll see you tomorrow.